So, welcome back to Fateful Friday. For the second case for this week, we are going back to North Carolina. This time we are going to the big city of Charlotte. This case is not as well publicized as I thought it would have been, considering how our killers disposed of our victim's body. But it happened around like COVID, so it's probably and obviously this happened during 2020 when COVID kind of kicked off and everything. So it's probably why it didn't get as much media coverage. There's people that live in North Carolina said they didn't know this case even happened, even though they live literally in the same state. And so if you're living in North Carolina, or if you knew anybody involved in the case, whether it be the victims or the killers, definitely always let me know down below. And like I said, I'll quit my rambling. Let's go and get started. So Mary Santina Collins was born on July 6, 1999. She suffered from a condition called 22q11 deletion syndrome. And so basically it's like a missing chromosome. It's a missing piece in your second chromosome. So because of this, she had a speech impediment. And so she also had learning difficulties. And so it said that she actually lived with her grandmother, Mia. So here we are the fateful day of March 28th, 2020. So like I said, when COVID just locked down, apparently North Carolina was just shutting down. So like I said, okay, pandemic essentially just started. So then Mary gets invited by two people, apparently Lobby Fam, and then his girlfriend, Kelly Lavery. So Kelly was born on May 29th, 1995. Don't have a date of birth on Lobby. And apparently Lobby and Mary had actually dated back in high school for a couple months. And Kelly had actually been cyberbullying Mary for a couple months on social media, specifically Instagram. And apparently Kelly comes from a privileged life, and she would often brag about her privileged life to Mary. And Mary in messages is said to basically ask, can you stop? So to give some context on Kelly, okay? So obviously, like I said, with the 22q11 thing Mary had going on, obviously she couldn't see very well, so obviously couldn't drive. So they sent an Uber over to go get her so she can come back to their place. And then obviously the grandmother, rightfully so, she had a bad feeling about this. She was like, you shouldn't be getting this car with people to go meet these people, especially one of them has literally since bullied you online. There's receipts, there's literal messages of her bullying you. And so the Uber driver was like, Mary's an adult. She might be an adult with learning difficulties, but she's still an adult, so I'm still going to take her. And then of course he took her. They went to the apartment. They go get sushi, which apparently was one of Mary's favorite foods. So I like to assume they did this as kind of to build her trust thing. Because that's food's how you get people to trust you. So then apparently they asked her for a threesome at one point. Obviously, of course, she denies because Mary is not like that. They go get a friend called James Salerno, but he goes by Jimmy. And apparently in 2017, he was charged with armed robbery. And then the next year he gets charged with possession of weed. So they're not exactly the most ideal dude. So they then get Xanax to drug Mary. They then basically have a dog collar around her leash. And then they beat her in the bathtub, which apparently had a bunch of water in it. So it said there's some people that believe that she drowned. And then if that wasn't enough, they then proceed to stab her about upwards to 133 times. Then Jimmy apparently calls this girl named America Deal, who's 18, who he met from Tinder. She barely knew him. They weren't even really apparently they went out once. But she agreed to come over. She agreed to help. They used dish detergent and pumpkin spice scents to hide the smell of decomposition, because a dead body is also going to cause attention. And so then they duct tape Mary's body, saran wrap her, put her in a black plastic trash bag, and then all four of them apparently proceed to put her body under the mattress. So of course, Mary unfortunately is deceased by this point, and the grandmother is obviously worried, doesn't know Mary's dead, but she understandably is worried because this is her grandbaby. So she's calling Mary's phone. Mary's obviously not answering. But she somehow sees a video of Kelly, Lobby, and Mary back when Mary was still alive with the sushi, because apparently they had recorded this, and she's like, oh, well, her phone's probably just dead, she's having a good time. Okay, that's what she's assuming. So then eventually it gets to the point to where she says, fuck it, and then goes over to the apartment. Apparently, the resident's name is on the mailbox for every person, so this person, and they found Kelly's name, because her name was literally, on the mailbox. So then she was trying to, wait outside the apartment, but couldn't, because apparently it's one of those apartments where you have to, be let in. So she just waited until, another resident came. And that resident let her in. And then she, of course, knocked on the door, asked Kelly, where's my granddaughter at? And they said, oh, Mary already left. So then Mia, of course, either because she didn't believe them or because of Mary's condition, or maybe even both, she files a police report because, she's concerned about the welfare of her grandchild. And then the police apparently do go knock on the apartment door, but they leave after like no response. Eventually it gets to the point where Lavi apparently lets in Mia and Casey, who apparently is Mary's mother. They let them in, but you can't go to the back room. Police would tell the family, like, hey, stop, like, harassing these two. Even though these are the last people that literally have seen, like, a vulnerable person alive. And they do look kind of shady, like, leave them alone. So then Mia, of course, she wasn't having it. She was having, like, family members watch, like, take shifts watching this apartment to see if Mary left. Because I genuinely believe that Mary never left that apartment because her last known location is showing this apartment. So then, of course, apparently this is one of those, like, nicer apartments that had, like, surveillance footage and shit. So she goes to the apartment manager, is like, hey, can we get can we get the footage from the 28th, which is the day that Mary arrived, to the 30th to see if Mary actually left what they said she did? Because the detectives apparently told them you need a warrant for that. But apparently you didn't. And so she got permission on April 3rd, but unfortunately, since a new month has started, apparently the footage got deleted. So any footage, like, proving that Mary never left got deleted as soon as April 1st started. So then, of course, the family gets, like, a random tip. We don't even know who called, basically saying that Mary ran away with, like, some random men, which the family would say would be impossible because of her condition. Because apparently, like, she couldn't see well and stuff like that. So then Jimmy apparently would brag to his friends about the murder of Mary, and apparently say he even had photos of the murder to prove that he did, in fact, kill this girl. So then, of course, the friends, they rat him out. They tell the police about what Jimmy had said. So then apparently police met with Lavi and he allowed them to do like a search without a warrant. But I guess since you live there, if you give them permission, they don't really need a warrant. Anyway, so apparently they lift the mattress up. Mary is not there. I guess he didn't lift the full mattress up, but like they didn't see her. So then they come back after like 2 more witnesses call saying, no, you need to go check because I'm pretty sure Mary is there. She may not be alive, but no, I'm pretty sure she's there because like she never left. So then of course they go back. They find the mattress. They do find Mary's body still in the black trash bag this time, because apparently, again, he didn't pull it all the way back, so apparently her body was like in a little corner of the mattress that they didn't see, and apparently her ID and bank card were under some papers. So then, of course, April 5th, Kelly, Lavi, and Jimmy all charged with murder, right? America Deal, the girl who Jimmy got from Tinder to help, like, dispose of Mary's body, essentially, she is apparently in Colorado. There are sources saying that she, like, escaped to Colorado after she heard, like, Mary's body had been found. And there's other sources say she just happened to be in Colorado when she found out that they were aware of Mary's murder. So she turns herself in. She's, of course, extradited all the way back to North Carolina, and she's only made to pay $100,000 bail, and she only pays, like, $10,000 of it. And she's charged with, like, accessory of a felony after the fact. So she didn't technically kill Mary. She just helped dispose of the body. And concealment of a death. So America's out right now. So then, of course, Mary would get buried, sadly, the day before her 21st birthday. So she would have been 21, but she was sadly murdered at 20. Kelly was somehow able to take a plea deal for second-degree homicide. And she's already been sentenced. She's only been sentenced to 25 to 32 years. And then, of course, the family came out with, like, an organization called Mary's Voice. Because, of course, Mary, when she went missing, she was an adult. And apparently there's not as much priority for missing adults as there are children. Even though Mary was considered a vulnerable adult because of her condition. And so they're trying to change, like, legislation about missing adults. To show that, you know, if the family believes this person is genuinely missing, you should believe them. Because they could have saved Mary's life. So James, or Jimmy, he bonds out $250,000. And then Lavi, he is not in the Department of Corrections system at the time that I'm recording this, but it said he was denied bond. So I don't know if he later did get a bond, get out, and that's not public information, but yeah. So James and Lavi have not been sentenced. If America even gets sentenced, because all she did was technically conceal a death, we don't even know. I will give updates, of course, because this case is only 3 years old, so only Kelly, from what it looks like, has already been sentenced. So yeah, with that being said, that's what I have for this case. If you have any similar cases, any more cases that didn't get covered as much as it should have because of COVID, because obviously people were a lot more worried about Corona. And so like I said, I'm here for you guys 3 times every week. Subscribe for more Fatal Females, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions. I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palm. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby you'll get